Our political analysts have to say about all of this. It was only last week that we first heard that these candidates were returning to Michigan, a state that Democrats thought was safely blue. All of a sudden now, though, it looks like it is breaking for Donald Trump. Do you think there's any chance that Hillary Clinton...
Ask us your question again from last time.
Do you think there's any chance that Hillary Clinton is going to pull this off tonight in Michigan?
I was looking at these numbers, and we were saying before that the reason we were still holding out about Michigan was that his lead initially in Michigan had narrowed, contracted quite a bit. But in the last hour, again,
it's grown.
That has arrested, and it's gone the other direction.
And we were waiting for Detroit to come in.
Too.
Yeah, we were waiting for Detroit to come in. We're waiting for Wahtenaw County, I think is how you say it. Forgive me if you're from Michigan, where Ann Arbor is. But it looks like those votes are coming in. It doesn't look like it's going towards Hillary Clinton, even though both of those counties are primarily Democratic.
But it's going to come down to what the people in those districts were thinking. And what they were thinking was that Donald Trump will bring jobs back to those states, give them a middle-class lifestyle and that sort of thing. And they did not think, if it continues to trend this way, that Hillary Clinton could deliver on that.
So it didn't turn out to be the year of the Latino voter, as many people were speculating. The Obama coalition has all but evaporated, and it doesn't look like African-American voters came out in any significant number, certainly not in Michigan. So what is happening? Is it all about middle-class white Americans? That is the group that Donald Trump has flat out said that he was going to go after, that he was going to win, and it looks like tonight that was the group.
The white majority is, whites are still the majority of the electorate, and Donald Trump banked on a strategy that he could pull enough of them out to win and to offset the African-American and the Latino and other Asian and other groups counterbalance, and Donald Trump apparently has picked the right course.
What has happened to all this outrage apparently from women? The 53% of the electorate, the largest demographic of all is women, but tonight it doesn't look like there has been a difference.
But at the end of the day, even a lot of women were not happy with Hillary Clinton as the candidate. And that's the bottom line here. Whether it's a white majority or whatever, a whole lot of people that were sampled and may have talked about Clinton actually tonight, I'm convinced, voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, so Donald Trump had to be nearly perfect going into this in order to win. Now at this point it looks like Hillary Clinton has to be nearly perfect to pull it out. Does Hillary Clinton have any chance left?
Well, I said in the last block, a small chance.
And what do you say?
I think that Mr. Trump is the next president. I think he's going to win unless something completely different changes. In Pennsylvania, they've already counted 98% of the vote. He has a 35,000 or 38,000 vote lead. I don't see why this would suddenly shift.
That is one of the biggest shockers of the evening, that in Wisconsin. Pennsylvania?
I mentioned that because that was one she had banked early on. That's banked.
And this is what happened is Clinton had all these states on her side of the ledger, and one by one you watched them get peeled off.
And I feel like a Warriors fan, Game 7 last year. You know going in, you had all of the odds in your favor, but you knew LeBron James was on the other team and could possibly pull this out, and that's what it seems like so far is happening.
We have spent a good portion of the night talking about what Donald Trump had to do right, so let's spend a moment really quickly to talk about what Hillary Clinton may have done wrong. What more could she possibly have done to pull out these states?
Well, my feeling is that she was having trouble resonating with people for a very long time. The email scandal just stuck to her through this entire process. When the tapes came out with Billy Bush and Donald Trump took his hit, she was still taking a hit for the email issue. And I don't think, Ross, that she could get beyond that.
And Joe, is it just the email, or was it really more about her trustworthiness overall with the continued attacks on her from Benghazi to everything?
Well, frankly, not just Benghazi, but also the claims that she bought into those the group of people in Libya who promised that they could take over if Gaddafi was gone, and she convinced Barack Obama to back them after Gaddafi was gone, and they couldn't do the deal. And now Libya is a failed state that ISIS, if it survives, is interested in making inroads with. So let me answer your question about trustworthiness in a slightly different way. More than a year ago in my college classes with millennial students, first-time voters, I had asked them, Trump or Clinton, what do you think? Or Sanders for that moment, for that matter. Every one of those students in that class was for Bernie Sanders except one person. And when I asked them all why, I was fascinated by that because they didn't know how much would they know about Hillary Clinton. They all, to a person, said, but one student, trustworthiness and truthfulness. Now, if an 18 or 19-year-old knows that, what do you think a 40-year-old housewife who's already voted in the several elections?
Well, I think it comes right down to that. We're going to talk about this all night long. In fact, I'm sure there's going to be a post-mortem on all of this, talking about what Hillary Clinton precisely did wrong should she lose tonight, but it is not over yet. We still have a little ways to go. It could be a nail-biter for about at least another hour until these final votes are counted. For now, though, we'll send it back to you for the